to tell you really quick why it's so important to be grounded in your own.
I really want to expand on this because there have been so many times throughout my spiritual journey. I've been like a practicing tarot reader and just like spiritual person all around for the past like 9 years now. And throughout my journey, there have been so many people who just like give you unsolicited advice on how simple manifesting can be and like how to manifest correctly. And especially on TikTok, I will see people all the time who are like, oh, well, you just write down what it is that you're wanting 5 times, 3 times, 15 times, 10 times, whatever, under the full moon, write it down on a piece of paper, fold it towards you 15 times, eat it. I'm just kidding, but like it's stuff like that. Really, just like she said in the video that I'm stitching, really what it comes down to is your energy. And especially on TikTok, you will see people all the time that are like, write this down, visualize, like so on and so forth, be grateful, practice gratefulness, all this other stuff. But they're missing the one point behind it all, which is why. Why do you have to do those things? Why do you have to write it down? Why do you have to visualize? For most of them, to be completely honest, they don't know. They don't know why. They heard someone else say the things they're repeating now, and then it worked for them, so they're just telling everyone else to do it. But the problem is that that doesn't work for everyone. If I had $1 for every time some just like white spiritual person got on this app or even to me to my face talked to me and made it seem so simple of like, yeah, you can just like quit your job, you don't need money, you can just manifest and the universe will pay for everything. That kind of believing does not work for me. It may work for you and that's awesome, but it doesn't work for me. And that's the thing about manifesting. And there's a lot that goes into manifesting too. Like, and of course, again, I'm just one of the people on this app telling you how it works and things like that. But I'm going to try and push like an educational stance, like a learn more about you stance. And you may have to learn more about you through the lens of other people. But then once you learn, you can take and leave whatever resonates and whatever doesn't. For me, getting into astrology helped a lot. A lot of people still to this day, especially on YouTube, they will comment and be like, oh, the stars don't do anything, blah, blah. Great, that's good for you. But for me, it does a lot and it helps a lot. Another thing was learning about the different soul types that are listed in the body graph. My body graph, if you go to my body graph, I think it's just like mybodygraph.com or something like that. Just Google my body graph and you put in your birth information. It will tell you what soul type you have. And like, I'm a manifester. And for years, I wondered, like, how am I a manifester? I struggle manifesting. But then in the long run, especially where I'm at right now, I realize, no, I'm actually a really good manifester. I am manifesting what is in my soul, what is in my energy. If I have trauma in my soul, if I have pain in my soul, things that I'm holding on to in my soul, heartbreak in my soul, I'm manifesting that. And in order to start manifesting things that were not the things that I didn't want, so to manifest the things I wanted, I had to cleanse that stuff out of my soul. Literally just a few months ago, I had somebody being like, no, like, just believe it, just believe it. I can believe in my head, like, oh, good things are coming to me. But if I still have the things that I'm holding onto in my soul that I don't want anymore, the good things that come to me are just going to be layered over more of what's in my soul because that's how I'm being. If I'm just sitting here forcing belief in my head that everything's working out and everything's great and everything's going to be beautiful and awesome and magical and rainbows and everything's going to be perfect, but in my soul I'm still carrying so much pain and so much evidence that that's not the truth, then I'm not going to manifest beautiful, magical, amazing rainbows. I had to go through a long process that really peaked this year in cleansing that from my soul, getting it out of my soul, and being in a state where two things can be existing at the same time, even if they seem like opposites. I have went through adversity. I am grateful for my blessings. Those two things can come together and exist in one unison, one togetherness, two sides of the same coin. They can work together for you to manifest a life that you're happy with. If you want more information on what this has looked like for me, I can gladly give it. But the most important thing here is for you to look at it for you. How do you manifest? Some people manifest super well, super easy, just being like, okay, I visualize, it's mine, there we go. And there's nothing in their soul holding them back. But because of my soul type, because of my astrology, because of whatever, I hold on to trauma deep within myself. And it affects how I treat other people. Sometimes I'm way too empathetic towards other people. Sometimes I'm not empathetic enough. Sometimes it causes apathy. Sometimes it causes things in my inside my being that my actions don't reflect, so I'm not necessarily seeing it. I had to get in touch with deeper parts of myself in order to really be in line with my manifestations and start manifesting what I really want. Because for a while I was manifesting things that I thought I should want rather than what I wanted. And it's been a long process. So ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to listen to yourself. If somebody says something that there is even the slightest little bit does not resonate within your soul, deep within yourself, if you, or even just like a little bit, just in your head, it makes you anxious, it does anything that throws off your energy, there's a good chance that manifestation technique is not for you. And that's okay, because there is one that will be for you. It may be something as simple as just sitting in the energy of wealth and health. That's something I did for a while. I would meditate, and I would just say wealth, health, abundance, success. And I would just say that. I wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm so grateful for this. This is what my success looks like." I just sat in the energy of health, wealth, abundance, success. And I'd sit there and I'd just meditate on it. I would literally sit there as I was going to sleep at night and say wealth, health, abundance, success. And eventually, what started to happen is that as I sat in that energy, the things that did not align with that energy started coming to the surface. Not so I could get rid of them, but so I could love them, so I could change them, so I could heal them, so that I could shift it to where that could exist at the same time as health, wealth, abundance, and success. Past heartbreak and past trauma can exist at the same time. It's not about getting rid of it, it's about letting it come to the surface and seeing how it ties into this. They can work together. And that is my advice today is before you go and listen to some sham or some like just super quick fix to manifesting, check in on yourself. Like tie mental health into your spirituality. Stay grounded in your mental health. Find a way to love the things that you would deem as negative before you start trying to deep dive into manifestation, because the true secret is you're manifesting all the time. You are constantly manifesting your reality. And it doesn't matter how much intention you add to the manifestations you want to bring in, as long as your soul is bound and surrounded in certain things, that is what you're going to bring in. Hope that helps.